30 years have passed since the world lost Selena Quintanilla, the luminous Queen of Tejano music, in a moment of betrayal that shattered the hearts of millions. Her story, one of soaring triumphs and sudden, senseless violence, continues to echo through generations, a haunting reminder of talent extinguished too soon and the fragility of trust. As we revisit the grim particulars of her autopsy report and the events that led to her untimely death at 23, it's not merely an exercise in morbid curiosity but a reckoning with legacy, justice, and the enduring power of a voice that refused to be silenced. Selena's ascent was nothing short of meteoric, a Tex-Mex sensation whose blend of pop-infused corridos and heartfelt ballads bridged cultural divides. Born into a musical family in Lake Jackson, Texas, she rose from humble beginnings, performing in her father's restaurant, to international stardom, selling millions of albums and earning a devoted fanbase that spanned borders. By the mid-1990s, she was on the cusp of crossover success, with a Grammy win under her belt and designs on English-language ventures. Her boutiques, Selena etc., and fan club were extensions of her empire, managed with the same passion she poured into her craft. It was in this web of business and admiration that Yolanda Saldívar entered, first as a fervent supporter, then as the president of the fan club and overseer of the retail operations. Saldívar's tenure, however, unraveled under the weight of financial improprieties. Accusations of embezzlement surfaced, prompting a tense confrontation in early March 1995. Fired on the spot, Saldívar's resentment festered, culminating in the acquisition of a Taurus Model 85.38 caliber revolver, a harbinger of the tragedy to come. Desperate to salvage her position, she lured Selena to a days-in motel in Corpus Christi under false pretenses, claiming a personal assault and dangling the promise of missing financial documents. On March 30th, Selena arrived with her husband, Chris Perez, the couple's bond a quiet anchor amid her whirlwind career. Perez waited outside as Selena met with Saldívar, only for the encounter to yield incomplete records and mounting suspicion. The following morning, March 31st, Selena returned alone, intent on securing perfume samples for an upcoming tour and resolving the lingering discrepancies. What began as a business exchange spiraled into confrontation. Selena, ever the diplomat, urged Saldívar to seek medical attention for her alleged rape, even offering to accompany her to a hospital. But back at the motel room, demands for the full records escalated tensions. In a flash of rage or desperation, accounts vary but the outcome is unequivocal, Saldívar fired the gun. The bullet struck Selena in the upper right back, near her shoulder blade, a hollow-point projectile designed for maximum damage. Despite the agony, Selena's instinct for survival propelled her into action. Clutching her wound, she bolted from the room, leaving a trail of blood along the motel's exterior corridor. Saldívar pursued, gun in hand, her pleas of accident falling on deaf ears amid the chaos. Selena burst into the lobby, gasping for help, her white blouse now a stark canvas of crimson. To the stunned desk clerk, she uttered her final damning words, "Yolanda, 158-inch," identifying her assailant and the room number with clarity that would seal Saldívar's fate. She collapsed, her body betraying her even as her spirit fought on. Motel staff pressed towels to the wound, stemming the flow as best they could, while an ambulance raced through traffic. At the hospital, medical teams battled valiantly, but the injury was catastrophic. The autopsy, performed mere hours after her passing due to overwhelming public demand, laid bare the devastation. Pronounced dead at 1:05 p.m. from exsanguination, massive blood loss, the report detailed a perforating gunshot wound to the chest. The bullet's path was merciless. Entering through the back, it fractured ribs, lacerated the upper lobe of the right lung, severed veins, and critically damaged the subclavian artery, a vital vessel supplying blood to the arm and brain. The exit wound on the upper right anterior chest confirmed the trajectory's lethality, with internal hemorrhaging compounding the external flow. Toxicology showed no substances in her system. Selena was in the prime of health, her body a testament to the vibrancy stolen away. Bloodstains on her clothing and the absence of powder burns indicated she was shot from a distance, ruling out any close-quarters struggle. Saldívar's aftermath was a spectacle of standoff and scrutiny. Fleeing the scene in Selena's car, she led police on a 9.5-hour siege, barricaded in her truck, gun to her temple, before surrendering with claims of an accidental discharge. Charged with first-degree murder, her trial captivated the nation, blending cultural mourning with legal drama. She maintained the shooting was unintended, a product of emotional turmoil, but the jury saw through the veil. Convicted in late 1995, she received life imprisonment, with parole eligibility after 30 years, a threshold crossed this very year, only to be denied, ensuring her confinement persists. Selena's death wasn't just a personal loss, it ignited a cultural earthquake. Riots erupted in some Latino communities, grief manifesting as fury against the betrayal by one entrusted with her dreams. Her funeral drew over 60,000 mourners, a sea of white roses and tears, while her family grappled with the void. Chris Perez, devastated, channeled sorrow into music, later penning memoirs that immortalized their love. Abraham Quintanilla, her father and guiding force, transformed anguish into advocacy, expanding the family's enterprises in her name. Yet, from tragedy bloomed an indomitable legacy. Selena's influence permeates music, fashion, and identity, her image on murals from Los Angeles to San Antonio, her song staples at quinceañeras and protests alike. Films, biopics starring Jennifer Lopez, and Netflix series have kept her flame alive, introducing her to new audiences who discover the joy in Bitty Bitty Bom Bom, or the anthemic call of Como La Flor. Her boutiques evolved into brands, her style, bold prints, fitted silhouettes, a blueprint for empowerment. Rumors of pregnancy at the time, fueled by early tabloid speculation, were debunked by the autopsy, allowing her story to stand unencumbered by myth, focused on her artistry.